Shabbat Shalom and welcome to Thought for Shabbat. Look at where I am. Back in my office, no more jury duty, no more whispering in the middle of the jury hall, but rather here to share with you a thought for Shabbat. The verdict, murder in the second degree. And while I have many thoughts about this experience, the one overwhelming thought is that this person was afforded the very best 12 strangers had to offer, and 2.5 weeks worth of testimony sitting there diligently listening and then deliberating for 6 hours to determine the guilt or innocence of this person. Our justice system, though imperfect and inefficient, is eminently fair. And I am proud to have served and encourage you all to do the same. So to our Torah portion, there'll be many more discussions about jury duty. I'm just writing them in my head. But this Torah portion, Lach Lecha, in which God tells Abram to leave his land of his father. He says, Vayomer Adonai el Avram Lech Lecha, that you should go from your land, from your birthplace, your father's house, to the land that I will show you. Rashi, the great commentator, asks or raises the point that this means go for your own benefit and for your own good. He's not suggesting that being near family is bad in any way, shape, or form, but rather in this year, as we as a synagogue celebrate Jewish journeys, trailblazers across time, there is something about becoming an independent human being and journeying away from that which is totally 100% comfortable in our childhood so that we can become an independent adult. This is the way of our Jewish faith, if you think about it. We start with the promise at a Brit Milah or baby naming to raise our child on this Jewish journey. Then at consecration, they get their little Torah to begin their Jewish education. At Bar Mitzvah, they take on the responsibilities of being an independent Jew, even though it's the beginning of a 10-year process. Then confirmation confirms that they feel good about their decision to be on their independent journey. And then, of course, they leave our home and are quote unquote on their own. That's not always the case, and some people's timetables are different than others, but that is the goal. That is the goal for a child to self-differentiate from their parent. And the only way they can do that is to be on a journey. Now, the journey may lead right back to their hometown in which they were born and raised, which is wonderful. And sometimes, like me, given the work that I chose to do, did not afford me the opportunity to be near my family of origin up in the Bay Area. Pros and cons to all of it, but the journey is important. And each of us in our own ways, in our own small steps for others, large leaps for still yet others, will put us on a road to self-discovery, will put us on a road to understanding, will put us on a road to a self-awareness about who we are and even more who we want to be. We cannot do that cocooned in our teenage room in which we grew up. We have to experience life, and that takes a journey just like it did for Abram. And hopefully we will, in some way, reach a promised land of adulthood, of responsibility, of faith, and of community. Amen. Friends, join us tonight, which is going to be just a great night of celebrating the tradition of the organ, that is the musical instrument, the organ, in Reform Jewish history. For those of you who grew up in Reform households 25, 30, 40 years ago, you'll really enjoy it. And for those who've never been exposed to it, it will be a special evening with special and very reverent music. Join us tonight, 7 p.m. Shabbat Shalom. Have a great day.